حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
فاستعذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله أما بعد قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن تتقوا الله يجعل لكم فرقانا ويكفر عنكم سيئاتكم واغفر لكم والله ذو الفضل العظيم صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم والشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. I think the Masjid committee knew it that this Friday will be a snow, so they tried to get the Imam from the most snowy place in the United States, and they called me and says, okay, come for this Friday. At that time, the weather at Atlanta was 20 degrees better than in Chicago. I says, okay, I'm going to enjoy it over there. But I came over here and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had a different plan, and Masjid committee had a different plan, and now we have a 2 to 3 inches of snow. Yesterday I was with my kids, nephews, and the grandkids, and they were all excited. I mean the grandkids, because my nephew, he raised in Chicago, so he knows how to deal with this kind of a snow. But for the grandkids, this is the first time, or this is among the few times when they have a chance to play with the snow. They were all excited, and all of a sudden I get the ding on my phone, which we all do. And then American Airlines says that, okay, we cancel your flight for tomorrow. Now it's going to be on Saturday. And I says, for 2 inches of snow, you cancel the flight? I mean, at O'Hare, we have a 6 inches of snow, we still fly. But alhamdulillah, summa alhamdulillah, this is the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is one of the way of Allah's mercy which He shows upon us and provide us the different weather and the climate. But at the same time, we have to be thankful that as a human body, we get so used to of it. All of a sudden, think about it, that in Chicago, when I was leaving, it was only 22 degrees. And I had a very light jacket and nothing on it. And then I came over here and I'm seeing, mashallah, the heavy jackets with you guys, on you guys. Alhamdulillah, summa alhamdulillah. It is indeed the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that with this kind of inclement weather, we are still here. This shows that Allah has mercy on us. It shows that Allah is raza with us. Allah's agreement is with us. It shows. Because we could have made so many excuses not to be here. And all of those excuses would have been so logical that we could say, yeah, we can pray at home, and Allah's Nabi has provided us the permission to do so. But at the same time, it shows Allah's mercy and His shower on us that we are here driving. For me, the driving was not a problem, but the thing is that for you guys, yes, the driving is a problem, and you guys came over here, and then we are in the hilly area, kind of a turning and twisting roads, and we are here with all intact. Alhamdulillah, summa alhamdulillah. It shows that Allah has mercy and His rada with us. So we have to be thankful for that. And at the same time, my dear brothers and sisters, that we take a lot of things for granted. When we were leaving the house with 65 to 72 degrees weather, inside the house I'm talking about, we had this thing on the back of our head that by the time I get to the masjid will be warm enough for me, the climate, the HVAC system will be running, there will be a hot water, I will be able to make the wudu easily, and then somebody will have the carpet done, and by the time I get there, everything will be done, and inshallah, I will pray my salat without any problem, without any issue, and I will be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But at the same time, my dears and brothers and sisters, that we are taking all these things for granted. Why do we think that the HVAC system will be working? Why do we think that the hot water should be supposed to be running in the masjid? What have we done for that? What is our inclination to do that? How much effort have we put it in to put these carpet down, to make sure that the hot water is running? And at the same time, we're taking it for granted. There was a time, my dear brothers and sisters, when we did not have the masajid available, when we did not have this gymnasium available. We used to pray. I used to pray. We used to pray inside the church with all the imaginary around us. And we had literally about 4 and 5 people, and we used to make the Salatul Jumu'ah for that. We are taking it for granted. Back in 2005, when you established this center, this masjid, how big it was? It was not that big. How many amenities were available? No. But few brothers and sisters came together and they says that we gonna have a masjid in this community back in 2005 when nobody knew what is Alpharetta, Georgia is. And now 20 years later, you have this vast masjid and you're already doing the 3rd expansion of this masjid. Please donate generously for that. I'm not here for that, but Allah will increase it in many-fold, inshallah. The 10-fold is confirmed. 700-fold, that's the thing which we're going to strive for. I used to be part of the MSA, Muslim Student Association, which most of you already know. it was very hard for us to get the permission from the provost or the administrator for the Salatul Jumu'ah. It used to take us about a week in order to find the place and get the permission to perform Salatul Jumu'ah in one of the universities, in many universities. First of all, they denied. And once we start getting the permission, what we used to do as soon as we finish this Jumu'ah, we used to run down again to submit our application for the next Friday. That's how long it used to take us to get the permission to pray Salatul Jumu'ah in the university. Not too long ago, it wasn't that long ago at all. And we're taking it for granted. Now we have the MSAs, they have the full-fledged offices, full-fledged rooms, the prayer rooms, dedicated places, and things like that. We all worked hard for that. Now it's your turn. I myself have prayed in New York in a basement on top of another brother to make the sujood, because we did not have the space available for it. It is permissible, by the way. Literally, we were standing close to each other just like we are offering Salatul Janazah. We were that close. But we did not have that many masajid in New York. And we were making the sujood on top of other brothers' back. We take it for granted. All these things, we're taking it for granted. I'm just leaving some breadcrumbs for you here and there, some anecdotes, all these kind of things, so you can come to your own conclusion what I'm trying to tell you, because all of us are, alhamdulillah, very intelligent, educated. We are masters of our own account and the profession. Nowadays, there was a time, and some of your board members would vouch for us, that there was a time when it used to be so hard, almost non-existent, to get the permit to build a masjid. The councilwoman, the councilman, the alderman, the mayor, all fight tooth and nail not to give us the permission to build the masjid. They says, oh, you guys are going to create the noises, we have no idea what kind of things you're going to bring, and south as you guys are, you have more trouble than us in the north. But still, we had the problem. But now, this is again the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which we have to be very thankful to. That now, when we ask for the permission to build the masjid, build the Islamic center, most of the localities and municipalities do not have a problem giving us the permission with a little bit of changes and things like that, especially for the parking space and whatnot, and the night, Ramadan, Tarawih. You know why? Because this is the research and studies done that wherever the Islamic center built, that locality has risen their real estate property value. And the most stable property value is around that Islamic center. And it's 100% true throughout the United States and Canada, the whole North America. Wherever the Islamic center is, the crimes are down, the real estate property value is up, the school system goes up. Because we spend so much time on our kids to raise them, to make sure that they are educated and give them the best of the both worlds. And now come to the point what I'm leading into is, my dear brothers and sisters, we as immigrant, first generation, second generation immigrants, we have done our part, but we had a lot of baggage. Our kids who born and raised here, who are growing up over here, the kind of a situation, the kind of things which they face, I'm using a very small words, which they face, we don't. We never have experienced those things. And we cannot even imagine what they go through. I'm talking about regardless that it's in the Islamic school or it's in the local community schools. Which they go through, we cannot even imagine. The way we brought up is that because it is said in the Quran and the Hadith, we have to accept it. There is no question about it. There is no but and if. But that time is gone. In order to save our next generation, we have to provide them a logical reasoning and explanation of our deen, because we do know that our deen is very logical and it's the most closest to the nature of the human being itself. But the thing is that what we have to do, we have to make sure that we get educated ourselves so we can face those questions. In a one study, most of the college-goer students, Muslim students, 1 in 4 leave Islam. The reason is that because they just found a newfound freedom in college, dorms, universities. Now they are not under your shadow. Now they are not under your roof. You cannot control them. You cannot tell them. They have freedom. And they are using that freedom. But at the same time, they are not leaving, because thing is that they have raised in that environment. So it's become part of their natural thing. But at the same time, they have the questions, and there are no people who can explain it to them with the logical reasoning that why Islam is true, why we do what we do. And what we are lacking from this pulpit all the way to our home. Our imams are not equipped with those questioning and with those answers. Because we still like to find, with all due respect, we still like to find an imam which has the best qiraat and knows the fiqh and knows the hadith and can tell us about the 7 sunan and 6 mustahab of the wudu and how to perform the janazah. That's all. We don't talk about does imam knows how to interact with the community which I'm going to bring that imam into. Can he answer the questions with the logical reasoning, without any fallacy, without any hesitation? No problem with the accent. I'm still been living here in America for about 35. I'm still talking to you in accent. I kept that accent for a very particular reason. My nephews, all of them, they make fun of it, but yeah, I kept it. There is a reason for it, but we will talk about it, inshallah, if I ever get a chance to come back to you. We don't talk about this kind of education to our imam. We don't put forth these kind of questions. We are lacking 3 different places, my dear brothers and sisters. The number 1 is the imam itself. We do not educate our imam. Even the doctors, the anesthesiologist who's been doing the anesthesia for about 35 years, he and she still have to go through continuing education courses, 36 to 40 credit hour course every single year. It is necessary for them to keep the certificate alive, to keep practicing. All of our PCPs, they have the 36 to 40 continuing education courses, regardless that they go to the seminar or they do it online courses, but they have to in order to be continued certified PCP. So how could we, with all due respect to our honorable imams all over the country, how could we expect that imam, once he's done, he's done? Now he's full flesh. No. Things change, things changing. Even me, as a technology person, I'm taking a classes. I have to take the recertification in March, sometime in Ramadan, inshallah. Even though I've done that for 10 years ago, no. Because the things change and we have to make sure they are abreast about it. The second thing which we do, my dear brothers and sisters, we make a lot of Allahu Akbar and we say MashaAllah and Subhanallah, and then we don't even bother asking them to come to our house. I'm talking about the converts, the new Muslims. If there is a new Muslim who is planning to take the Shahada today, we will say Allahu Akbar. The amount of Allahu Akbar which we will say will raise this gym. But at the same time, you will see some splash on this basketball hoops. But what happened after 2 months and 3 months? We don't even invite them to our gathering, our home. At the most, we will invite them for Ramadan, and that most of the time in masjid, but not at our place. We don't even invite them at the Eid. They left all of their family to come and join this family. And how we interact with them. Literally after 6 months, the emotional appeal of the Islam and the religion goes away. The only thing left is because they understand this is a true Islam and they read it, they educated themselves, so that's why they stayed fast and keep continuing as a Muslim. And the third place where we are lacking and we have to is in our universities. That's where we have to make our next identity. We have to make sure that whatever the youth is going, whatever the young, regardless if it's a male or female, is going there, when they have the doubt, when they have a question, there is an educated person available to overcome those questions, those doubts. Because they are there to get education. Give them education about Islam too. Not the Nurani Qaida, not the Quran, not the simple thing, not the basic thing. These things are necessary. They are done, inshallah, by the time they have reached to the college. Alhamdulillah, inshallah, I have 100% trust on all of us that they will be reading the Quran. They know how to make the salat. They know how to make the ghusl. They know how to make the wudu. But the thing is that at that age and at that time, they require something more than these basic rituals. On behalf of the organization where I am from, I would like to raise a lot of money from you guys, okay? none of you will leave this place without giving me something. Inshallah. Inshallah. Jazakallah khair. I came all the way from Chicago, and I'm not a professional fundraiser. This is all voluntarily, and is staying at someone's house. And yesterday I told them that now I'm going to stay with you for another day. And they said, well, okay. No, they did not. So, I mean, we are working on these three things. We are working on these three goals. I would like to raise $10,000 from you. I know that your masjid has a phase 3 plan, and inshallah you will give to that also. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. That spend from that which I have given it to you. That's what it is. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that donate from what we have provided for you. And the things which I just touch upon a little bit, that inshallah 10 to 700 folds. There is a hadith, there is authentic hadith, which says that whenever a Muslim give the charity in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with sincerity, the 10-fold is coming back to him or her for sure. But it can go from 10 to 700 times. And that's all we need to strive for. Even if we have a $5, give $2 to the masjid and $2 to me. And inshallah, it will come 700 folds to both of us. We need this and we need that too. Just like what we do the budgeting for. But at the same time, my dear brothers and sisters, this appeal for 2 minutes should not take you away from the whole khutbah which I just delivered to you, that we have to be very cognitive about what we are doing. Because now we are in the second phase of Muslim community. And we need to be stronger than ever before. And given the new administration, I'm sorry I'm getting into the politics, but I will not. Given the new administration, we have no idea what is coming. So we have to be more strong in our faith and our yaqeen to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah has something better, more meaningful for all of us. أقول ما تسمعون واستغفر الله لي ولكم من كل ذنب فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد، قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد: إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اهدني فيمن هديت وعافني فيمن عافيت وتولني فيمن توليت وبارك لنا فيما آتيت وقنا شر ما قضيت فإنك تقضي ولا يقضى عليك وإنه لا يذل من واليت تباركت ربنا وتعاليت. اذكروا الله العظيم بذكركم واشكروكم واستغفروه يغفر لكم واتقوا الله يجعل لكم من أمركم مخرجا وأقيموا الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
لا إله إلا الله. استقيموا واعتدلوا. Straighten the lines, shoulders to shoulders, inshallah. Let's try to fill up the first rows before we start new rows, inshallah. And let's turn off any distractions that can distract us during the salah. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. أفلا ينظرون إلى الإبل كيف خلقت وإلى السماء كيف رفعت وإلى الجبال كيف نصبت وإلى الأرض كيف سطحت فذكر إنما أنت مذكر لست عليهم بمسيطر إلا من تولى وكفر فيعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر إن إلينا إيابهم ثم إن علينا حسابهم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Assalamu alaikum. The announcement that was made is, as we know it's all snowing outside, to please drive carefully as you leave, inshallah, not to hurt yourself or anybody else, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Quick announcements. Jazakallah khair, Dr. Farooq Hussain. Jazakallah khair, Hafiz Abdul Basit, for leading the Jumu'ah Salah. Quick announcement. We were going to have a program today after Maghrib, how to adopt an orphan, which is postponed till next Friday. This Sunday we will have a presentation about the updates of Rohingya genocide this Sunday after Maghrib, and refreshment will be served. Assalamu alaikum.